Don't get between me and my whipped cream. Happy Friday.
What are you eating?
Whipped cream and this oatmeal thing.
Are you gonna do it all in one bite?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Grandpa.
Saba. Cat. Cool. Dog. Caleb.
I have been trying to figure out a consistent time every day that the kids will be working on homework. I have a new schedule that I put up on the board. Everything in pink over there is school related. So I'm glad I finally figured that out. I hope I can stick with it. If you've never done coffee this way, you should try it. This is just heavy whipping cream that I've made into whipped cream. You just put it right on top and then it slowly melts down and you can drink it from the top. Get a good dose of whipped cream every time.
You know those stories that happen in your lifetime and you're like, oh my gosh, that is so amazing. I can't believe that happened. I never want to forget that, and I want to tell everyone. One of the cool things about this vlog is that it gives us the opportunity to share those stories, which helps us remember them too.
I found our midwife through my sister who also used her, and our first birth experience with Dove was really amazing. And our midwife was just super caring.
This was in Seattle where we had our first 5 kids. And every time we had a kid, we just kept on using this same midwife. Her name was Suzanne, and she was there for all of them. And it really gave us a different viewpoint of what birth could be. It was this very natural.
No, this is not staged.
Relational.
If Suzanne asks why there's junk food down here, just tell her that it's Cread.
Calm experience. Not at all like what we had seen in TV and movies.
Everything's gonna be okay.
George, it's coming.
I have medical shuttle 37 standing by.
So we had amazing birth experiences. I think a lot of it had to do with our midwife, Suzanne.
On January 28, 2011, our 5th child, Filia, was born.
After Filia was born, Suzanne said that we had had more kids with her than any other one of her clients.
And our midwife, Suzanne, told us that if we had a 6th kid, she would give it to us for free.
So it was like kind of a joke. We weren't sure if she was serious, but it was like the ultimate punch card, like when you go to a coffee shop and get a free cup of coffee.
We found out we were pregnant with our 6th child, and about February 2012, we had my first appointment with Suzanne.
Right after that appointment, we ended up accidentally moving to Kentucky because that 1 month turned into forever.
Now 4 years.
And we ended up in this building right here. It's a 1-bedroom apartment. We lived in the middle floor, if you can see that. And then something terrible happened.
So in April now of 2012, we went to our first appointment with a new midwife. And in that appointment, it was a regular thing that you do. You check for the heartbeat, and she wasn't able to find a heartbeat.
So we are going through this terrible, terrible, terrible time, probably the hardest time of our entire life. And we decided to do things the natural route, which meant not inducing the labor. So we didn't know how long Cami was actually gonna still be pregnant with our baby that was dead inside of her. So we waited and waited and waited for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
And during that whole time, Suzanne was on this road trip with her husband that she had told me about before we even knew we were gonna move here.
On April 30th, Suzanne arrived here with her husband in Kentucky because they were visiting a national park, Mammoth Caves, about 2 hours south. And they sat in our apartment with us and talked to us and prayed with us and just loved us. And unfortunately, they announced that they had to leave. It was going to be the next day.
I was starting to have some contractions, but I had no idea like when the baby was actually gonna come.
So we go to bed knowing that Suzanne and her husband were gonna leave the next day.
And I was pretty upset.
At 6 a.m. And so we said our goodbyes.
At around 2 a.m., I woke up with pretty strong contractions. I woke Ben up and I ended up giving birth that night.
In this building right here. And the amazing thing about this story, I mean, it's a very sad story, but there's this redeeming aspect, is our midwife was parked where we are standing right now when the baby was born. She is parked here. I have a picture that was taken from that window with their kind of like RV parked right here.
It was really miraculous. I felt like God was caring for me in that moment. And it's just crazy. It's so crazy that she didn't plan it, I didn't plan it, like it happened.
So even in this, like, the midst of this terrible circumstance, this terrible story of death and losing a child, a baby that we were able to hold in our hands, and just, we cried for weeks and weeks and even years for, there's this glimmer of love that is miraculous, and that story stays with us to this day. It's one of those things, you don't get to live those stories very often.
Yeah. I felt like God was caring for me in those really dark moments. It feels like He like helped make happen these details that to someone else maybe wouldn't have been a big deal, but to me I was like, whoa, He like understood that that's like what I needed.
So in a miraculous turn of events, that statement that Suzanne said about delivering the 5th child and the 6th one being free, it actually came true in a way we never could have thought or imagined back when we lived in Seattle. Heading out to dinner with my parents now, because that's what I do every Friday. Part of the repetitive nature of this vlog, and the reason why we show things again and again and again, is because one of the biggest things that's changed with us is instead of having these far out goals, we believe if something's important, you'll do it every week. And this is something that's important to me, so I do it every week. I am on my way now to a therapist's appointment. A counselor, therapist, I don't know what to call it, but it's my first one. A number of friends have recommended therapy or counseling to me. I've done it before and it's been helpful. I wasn't super excited to go this time, like really at all, mostly because it's like, I think it's like $175 an hour, but I'm giving it a shot.
Then turn left to merge onto I-471 north towards Cincinnati.
It says it's 18 minutes away and I have to be there in 18 minutes. I just finished my counseling appointment. It went better than I thought. I didn't know if I was supposed to like dress up. I'm kind of glad I didn't. The guy had an earring. I don't know what that says, but he was okay with my tank top and tattoos. He says I'm highly, what's the word he used? Imperative. I don't know. I'm gonna come back. I have another appointment for 3 weeks, and was it worth 175 bucks? Probably. There's this way that I think about myself that's just like, that's who I am. That's what I think about myself. And counseling for me, this session, it introduced this other way of thinking and discovery that's like, maybe that's not who you are, maybe that's who you've become because of how you were raised or what you believe or whatever. And it actually offers hope that no matter who you think you are, there's actually a way for you to be different, and that you're not trapped into this thing that people think you are, that you think you are right now.
We are on our way to go get marathon race packets.
We're having sausage cooked over the fire tonight. So what happened this week? We got in a fight. That's all I can remember.
That was just Wednesday though. Ben had his first counseling session. I went to my 12-step meeting for the first time since I had the baby.
Sunday is a big day for us. We have our full marathon. We haven't run one in 2 years. We haven't been training. My leg's still sore. So we're just gonna try and go out there and have a good time and see what happens. That'll be the next vlog you see though, is our marathon, so.
It's supposed to rain.
Cheer us on. Anyways, we are stopping work for the next day and just recuperating because we think no matter who you are made to rest, not just work. We hope you guys have a great weekend too.
Yep. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. The guy, he like asked me, he goes, would you rather be naked and have your wife watch you, know that she's watching you? Or would you rather be watching her if she's like not knowing? And I said, oh, option B, for sure. So he goes, you're not a narcissist.
Wait, who said that?
The counselor, therapist guy.